Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast, hosted by two gentlemen that were the first rejects from the Weapon X program.
Hey, I'm still appealing,
Yeah, I think so.
but my powers are a little
They
strange.
should have it completed now, because okay, Weapon X was like the 10th one. That's where they got things
Oh, is that where
right.
that came from?
Yeah.
Like Weapon 10?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh.
So the first 9 had to be all screwed up.
Right, like Weapon V.
Yeah.
Like Rocky V. Never
Oh,
works
yeah.
out.
I like that movie, though. I'm the only person, but I like that movie. So
Yeah,
there you go.
are. You're the only one.
I am the only one. I accept that. It's okay. My name is Tim Dixon. I'm here with Mike Worth, and we are your host for the Ninja Troll Digicast this week.
Hello.
And we have some great stuff coming up. We got some new news that just came down about Batman versus Superman, and we just realized that we're about, 3 weeks away?
Just about.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
What's the date? March what?
25th is
25th.
the date. So,
It's coming up.
3 weeks.
Just about.
Nice.
All right.
Cannot wait for that.
Vacation time.
Yes, exactly. Also, in the comic rack, we've got some more news about the Rebirth and what's going to be coming out.
Some new stuff.
Some new stuff.
Good.
And in our Exploring the Multiverse segment, we're going to start the countdown to Final Crisis.
We sure are.
This was a lead-up series, obviously, to Final Crisis, hence the name. And it is actually much denser than we realized.
It's really good.
Yeah, and that's the best thing.
It really is. I'm excited to talk about it.
So we'll have the first, what'd you say, 5 episodes of that?
First
Or
5
issues?
weeks. Yeah, first 5 issues of the
Yeah,
countdown
it was
series.
a weekly series that led up, obviously, like the year before Final Crisis.
There's 52 of them, so.
Yeah, that's a lot. So we're going to do the first 5 and lay that out and get to that in our Exploring the Multiverse segment. But during this week, some things that have happened, our tidbit section, as we call it, Jimmy Kimmel debuted a deleted scene, and that's an air-quoted deleted scene, from Batman vs. Superman, featuring Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Jesse Eisenberg, and himself, Jimmy Kimmel, on his Oscar special that he did the other night. Affleck was there, and he said he was like, "All right, I'm excited about being in the movie," and Affleck went along with this. Oh well, sometimes you have to cut stuff, and so you didn't make it into
so
the
they
movie.
set it up. Yeah,
So he's
that's
like,
great.
but I brought it so we can show it.
Yeah.
It was really really funny because it's the dinner party where they meet. And they're standing there talking, and then Jimmy Kimmel wanders by and goes, "Hey, anybody ever tell you look like Superman?" And then he goes, "Oh, no. And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." No, dude, you are Superman. Look. And he reaches up and he takes his glasses off. And he's like, "Hey, everybody, look. It's Superman." And he's like, he's the drunk idiot at the party. And so he's like, dude, I got to take a picture. So he hands his phone to Affleck.
God.
He goes to take the picture, and he holds the phone up so he's blocking the top part of his face. And he goes, "Hey, wait a minute, do that again. Dude, you're Batman." And so he starts yelling at everybody, "Look at dude, it's Batman."
Oh, that's great.
It's a really, really funny scene. So, yeah, it's...
they
Jimmy
played
Kimmel-
along with it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was great. And Eisenberg comes in...
Still boisterous. And
Yeah, exactly. And they mocked up the set, the dinner party set, really well.
Nice.
It looked like it was, because that was the thing. I thought they were taking that scene out of the
and
movie
CGing.
and then CGing Jimmy Kimmel in, but no, it was actually shot that way.
Awesome.
So yeah, they recreated the whole set. So it
That's
was
great.
it was
I haven't
really
seen
funny.
this. This sounds hilarious.
Yeah, you should look it up. It's really, really funny. So, and also on Twitter, who will win? Hashtag who will win? Hashtag Wonder Woman. Hashtag Lex Luthor. Hashtag Batman and hashtag Superman have all earned their own emoji symbols.
Ooh, awesome.
So yeah,
so
it's cool.
Twitter.
The who will win is the combined Batman Superman symbol.
Cool.
Wonder Woman is obviously her symbol. Lex Luthor is, I believe, it's the company symbol. It's like an X,
LexCorp.
like each end of the X is a different color.
Cool.
And then Batman is his symbol and Superman is his symbol. So, but I think you can. I don't know exactly if you do the hashtag and it comes up that way. I'm not quite sure how you throw them in there.
Yeah. If you do the hashtag, they'll show up because they have a Unicode value, so
Okay.
they'll register and they'll show up on any platform.
Cool.
Yeah, we're starting to see now that some platforms have their own emojis.
Mhm.
Like there's a whole Avengers set, for example,
Oh, cool.
heads of the Avengers.
Okay.
If you do them built in,
That's good marketing. It's I mean,
it's a great idea.
it's really good. So.
Yeah.
And also, Ben Affleck admitted that he stole a Batarang from the set of the movie.
Who wouldn't? you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
I would
And
totally
he
want one
said
of those.
the prop guy came and said, yeah, I need to get that. And he went, no. And he said, I just stared at him, and then he walked away. Hey, what are you going to do?
Nope. Yep.
I'm just a prop dude.
Yeah.
I can be replaced.
Yeah. Right. Zach, Ben won't give me back a Batarang.
Yeah, I mean, there was people talking about Affleck had been asked if he stole a suit like Ryan Reynolds did. And he's like, no, they told me it would cost an amount of money. I forget now what it was, and so he like left it there and
The Deadpool suit seems a little like a wetsuit.
exactly.
You know,
It's like a
pretty
leather
expendable
wetsuit. Yeah, and he's a producer of the movie, so that
He
kind of
gets it.
changes things.
He gets it. Yeah, that's right. Ryan Reynolds was. Yeah.
So he can pretty much take what he wants because he paid for it. So
Yep.
And also this week, happy birthday to Superman.
Yeah.
February 29th is Superman's accepted birthday.
Leap year.
Yeah, the joke was because he never ages,
Ah.
it must be February 29th.
Right.
So,
He's 5 or so. Yeah.
and Clark Kent's birthday is the date he was found by the Kents, which is June 18th.
Oh, nice.
So that's been accepted as his birthday. The Fantastic Four won 3 Razzie Awards.
Oh gosh, which
3
ones?
of them.
Which ones?
Worst picture. Actually, the worst picture was shared between it and 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh god.
It also won worst director for Josh Trank and worst remake, ripoff, or sequel.
Ooh,
Nice.
damn. Scathing.
And this one is heading right for my heart. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
releasing a 50th anniversary Ultraman figure. It looks absolutely awesome.
I saw it. I don't know. You liked Ultraman.
Oh, I love Ultraman. I grew
Awesome.
up watching that.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, where
yeah.
he'd fight. He'd fight the big in the city.
Yeah.
He's taller than the buildings.
Just like any Japanese show, they would end up giant at the end and like crashing into buildings and
stepping
stuff.
on miniatures. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and they are actually selling buildings too. So you
Oh.
can set up like a little a city for him to come through.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's 5,100 yen.
What does that translate
$50
to?
bucks.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
It just sounds better if you say 5,000 yen. But yeah, I think it's
For a
supposed to
doll? No, I'm sorry.
Dude.
Yeah. An action doll?
I will have it. I got to figure out when so that's the problem with stuff like that from Japan. It's hard to find when the actual release date is because it's all coming from Japanese websites.
Oh, so
So I can't
can't
tell
find
whether
the
it's
date, or-
for pre-order or whether it's out now or and they have like 18 different versions. So I searched 50th anniversary Ultraman.
Oh, and you got variants.
Yeah,
galore.
I got all these different ones, and there's a lot of different variants of Ultraman. Like the show's still on the air, kind of like Power Rangers. It just changes.
Yes. Right.
And so it's still on the air, but it's Ultraman X now.
Oh.
So it's a little different. I want the one that I used to watch
Classic.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, with the red and the silver.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
yellow eyes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it'll be coming out. I think I was able to figure out that it comes out in April.
Cool.
So maybe. And also, there's a rumor that Battlefield 5
Oh, yeah.
will be set in World War One.
Cool.
I don't know. I mean,
Yes, like Civil War and World War One have not been the most successful battle
yeah,
games.
because, and especially if you're used to, that was the thing when the original Battlefield came out. It was World War II,
Right.
and it was fun. But then somebody modded it for modern combat.
And then Modern Warfare and all
Yeah,
that stuff
and
came out.
It was Desert Warfare. Somebody
Oh.
modded it for like the Afghanistan.
Yeah, those environments.
Yeah. So you had Apache helicopters, you had M1 Abrams tanks, and it was just much more fun and fast paced.
You're gonna have cannons on the back of like wagons.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that old stuff.
You're gonna have mustard gas. You can do mustard gas.
Mustard gas
awesome.
grenades would be great. But you bet. I mean, you'll probably go through trenches. It'll probably be a lot more melee. They're using the butt of the gun, bayonet. I mean, you think about. But as far as weapons go, did they even have magazines for guns back then? Or was it more single shot, like 2 or 3, like an Italian carbine type of rifle? Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, that would
be pretty boring.
I know. Yeah, that was the thing. We used to play Battlefield when it first came out, but then as soon as we got a taste of the
modern
Desert Warfare, we're not playing that anymore. This is, like I said, it was so much more fast paced, and you had modern weaponry. And the Apache, getting in the Apache and doing it was awesome. If you could fly that sucker, you owned the map.
Well, maybe then you can be like Red Baron and have the gun.
Yeah, they would have to have. Biplanes.
Or balloons.
Oh, Lord, have Zeppelins.
Yeah, balloons used to drop bombs. Yeah, balloon bombers.
How
oh,
could
man.
you not see that coming? It's like, okay, we need to shoot that guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He'll be close enough in about 20 minutes.
That's right. Yeah.
They're not
Come,
exactly
gentlemen, let's have a sandwich.
Yeah, it's tea time.
Yeah. Dig a trench and we'll get him.
Yeah. And Entertainment Earth is releasing an Infinity Gauntlet coffee mug.
All right.
The handle that you hold
is gauntlet?
inside the gauntlet. So it looks like when you put your hand in there to pick up your coffee mug, it looks like you're wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. It's awesome.
Wow.
Another thing that I need.
Yeah.
I don't need, but I need. And Peter Mayhew has ended again, fired a shot in the Who Shot First the war. Peter Mayhew tweeted images from his original Star Wars script that show Han. Actually, Greedo didn't even shoot at all.
Oh, Han just
blew him away. And then he quoted with the image he put Han shot first. Period.
Whoa.
And I love his Twitter handle. He's at the Wookiee Roars.
Oh, awesome. Well, he's Chewbacca, right?
Exactly.
Peter Mayhew. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that ends the as far as he's concerned, that ends the entire debate of who shot first.
Well, thank goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we can get on with our lives. Thanks, Peter.
That we're worried about it. That's just sad. But all right, that's our tidbits. So now it's time for our movie and TV news.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's the movie and TV news on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, first thing. Batman versus Superman. This just came down several minutes ago. From Entertainment Weekly's Anthony Breznican. He has confirmed that Flash and Cyborg will be in the movie.
Awesome.
So he's seen it, and he mentions them. He mentions that they're in it, but it's very short, almost cameo-like.
So that was that guy Ezra something who's playing him?
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller
is playing the Flash.
And who's slated to play Cyborg?
Is it Ray something? I've forgotten his name.
Wow. So it'll be our cinematic versions. Or there is no TV Cyborg yet, or at least
there was. He was on.
What?
Smallville.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking contemporary, like
no.
Flareverse and.
Yeah, no, not in the Flareverse. No. Let's see. Ray Fisher, that's his name.
Ray Fisher
is playing Cyborg.
Cool.
So yeah, he has confirmed, and he stopped at saying those, but a lot of people are saying, maybe
Aquaman. Yeah.
Maybe. he mentions Aquaman too, but we had known that Aquaman
he was supposed
was
to make an appearance. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Let me find the actual quote here. Okay. He says, seeing the upcoming DC Comics superhero brawler, and he says, quote, there are other characters like Aquaman, the Flash, and Cyborg who turn up in kind of smaller roles, more cameo oriented. So that confirms that they're in it. Could also, it really kind of opens up. It doesn't really rule out the possibility that Green Lantern could be in it as well.
That'd be awesome.
That would be really cool. But it definitely confirms that they're going to be in it.
Oh, so if they bring back, I'm saying, like, this is Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck's redemption year. If they bring back Green Lantern, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Because Ryan, yeah.
Well, if they do it right, then we'll just completely forget about that.
That's right. Don't make my suit green. Or
yeah.
animated.
That sucks. So, and also, the Ghostbusters, the first real trailer for the new Ghostbusters movie came out this morning.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And what'd you think?
It was a little,
Yeah.
It didn't blow me away. It was fun. There were parts of it that were funny, but it just didn't blow me away. I think it's
Well, that part when Patty's slapping the mess out of Melissa McCarthy was pretty
that's
funny.
the thing. I think Patty has the possibility to be the scene stealer. And I forget the lady who's playing her. I know it was Melissa McCarthy,
Kate McKinnon and
Kristen
Wiig.
And Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon. Leslie Jones is
Leslie
Patty
Jones.
Tolan. She's a subway worker.
Right, who knows the tunnels really well, and like is going to be they even sort of show how she's an asset to the team.
Yeah, because that's the thing. She actually says it in the trailer. You guys are scientists, but I know the subway system.
Right.
So she knows how to get around.
And I'm going to appreciate her because Winston was not much of a comic relief guy. I mean, he didn't really say funny things.
He was more he did have the line with the mayor.
What did he say?
I've been with these guys for a while now, and I have seen stuff that'll turn you white.
All right.
And the bishop is sitting right next to him, so everybody in the room goes, "Oh, dude." Yeah, that's about the only thing.
All right.
But he was
that's
more
pretty good. The everyday man.
He was the everyday man.
Yeah.
That kind of, and he had the reactions that we would have if this stuff was going on. But I always loved his thing with the interview. They're asking him, do you believe in this, and astral projection and ghosts and UFOs and all that? And he said, if there's a steady paycheck in it, I believe anything you tell me. So again, like I said, he was the everyman. So,
but we did see like a possession, right? Is something new. But they you had pointed this out. They start off the trailer by sort of making it feel like it's a sequel or like a reboot or something by connecting it to the four guys, right? That they quote. But then they don't do much to make the connection to it.
Yeah, that was very weird because at the beginning it says 30 years ago, 4 men.
I can't believe it was 30 years ago. Holy crap.
Exactly. 4 men saved the city, and now a new team. So that right there sets it up as it's a sequel. But then in the trailer part of it, they never referenced it.
And they made it all seem like it was new stuff. Like when Kate McKinnon, I guess she's supposed to be like the Ray Stantz. She makes a lot of or maybe the Egon, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But she makes a lot like that ghostly bear trap that has the spikes and stuff. And then they get a brand new hearse, and then it just. But they did show the old headquarters. That was the one thing.
It's not where they were.
No.
But it did show it in like when they were talking about 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was more in the flashback. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do as far as. And you said the ghosts kind of felt Scooby-Doo-ish.
They did.
Huh?
They did look a little video game-ish, kind of like you see. Yeah, Scooby-Doo-ish might be the best way to put it. Yeah, it looked a little cheesy.
We can't all have Vigo and Slimer.
That's true. Oh, Slimer was in the trailer.
Oh, really?
You got a real quick flash of Slimer, but the one scene in the trailer where they see the Class 4 apparition, and then
barfs on Kristen Wiig,
ectoplasm all over Kristen Wiig. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I said, there was moments of the trailer that were funny.
Yeah.
But it just didn't hold together completely enough for me. I mean, I'll still go see it. Let's be realistic.
I think we were just underwhelmed by this trailer.
Yeah, it was,
right.
and that could be completely turned around with the next trailer.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
But looking at the IMDb page, all the people from the original that we've been told we're going to do cameos, it doesn't list a character next to them.
Oh.
So I don't know. Like it's Sigourney Weaver, Bill Murray, Annie Potts, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson. all listed, but it doesn't say Winston Zeddemore.
Right, as who
Peter
they're going to be.
Yeah.
They probably hold that off until the time.
So,
we're not going to get Rick Moranis, and then of course, what's his name has passed away.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, has passed away.
Yeah.
Maybe he should come back as a ghost.
That would be awesome.
That would be good.
That would be a little questionable, but that would be kind of cool. A cool nod to the original.
Certainly.
And maybe they will have a a ghost that kind of looks like him.
I
It's
think
like
that'd
an
be great.
homage.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
If you had to give them like some advice or a formula or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah. And it's from the trailer, there was somebody increasing the paranormal activity.
Yeah,
So
we don't know who the villain is yet.
Yeah, it was being artificially cranked up, where it was like in the original there was like a convergence that was happening that caused the paranormal activity to ramp up. This was being caused by somebody.
Gotcha.
So, but like I said, yeah, realistically, I'm going to go see it because it's Ghostbusters.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a very funny cast.
Yeah, exactly. They have the paper potential to be to be really, really funny. So, so I will go see it. So, but on Supergirl this week,
Yeah.
we got a new villain, Indigo, that is Brainiac 8, and they actually called her that.
They sure did. Yeah,
So-
I'd never heard of Brainiac 8.
It was much later. She was actually
She a Legion superheroes?
no, she was a Titan. She may have
she?
been in Legion as well, but
Well, because Brainiac 5 is in the Legion of superheroes,
yes,
right?
yeah, Brainiac 5 is part of the Legion of Superheroes.
I mean, I'm assuming that if Model 5 is from the future, when does Model 8 come from?
Yes, okay. Her first appearance in the comics was in 2003 in Titans / Young Justice. She's been in The Outsiders, The Insiders, I've never heard of them, Legion of Doom. Let's see here. Yeah, she was in Young Justice and the Titans. She comes to the 21st century badly damaged and looking for a way to repair herself. So she
looked good. I mean,
Yeah.
the glowing dots, the red dot. I mean, it was clearly a Brainiac character. I think they did a really good job.
and Laura Vandervoort, who was Supergirl on Smallville, is now a villain here, and she did an incredible job as a villain. She was very scary.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was on Smallville, and she just fit real well into everything.
Yeah, it worked really, really well.
Yeah.
And there was some stuff in the episode. We go to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And it was kind of funny. The key to get in the Golden Age Superman stories, there was to get into the Fortress of Solitude.
Did you have
there
to
was
say something? Or?
No, there's a giant, oversized golden key that looked like an arrow.
Oh, that's
So like
right.
he'd pick it up and put it in and turn
and only he could pick it up and do that.
and it was huge. So it was essentially like a big arrow going, "Hey, the Fortress of Solitude is right here." It was so weird. But yes, the key was there, and according to Jimmy, he just left the key outside because only him or Supergirl, or I guess Martian Manhunter as well,
Could open it.
could pick it up because it's made from compressed dwarf star material, so it's just crazy heavy.
Damn. All right.
So that key was pretty funny. And the inside the Fortress of Solitude, the biggest Easter egg, we saw a Legionnaire ring.
Oh, where was that?
When they first walk in and they're looking around, you see the statue of Jor-El and
Let's see if I can pull up a picture. 'cause
Laura.
I saw her talk, like watching the computer with
and
Jimmy.
She looks down and sees the Legionnaire ring on a little pedestal thing. And so that was our the blip from the Flash's multiverse trip.
Oh, right.
When
to
we
see
got
the
a flash
Legionnaire
of
ring.
it, that was where that was from.
Oh, that's great.
And she looked at it and kind of went, and then walked away. So will that come back? Will at some point will she travel to in time to visit the Legion? Because that ring will teleport as well.
Oh, is that what it does?
It's
why the
it's a
ring is
flight
so
ring.
special?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a flight ring, but it's a communication device and a teleporter as well, if I remember correctly. So that would help. That's why Superboy kept it. He didn't need it to fly. So.
Oh, I see. Wow.
That's
straight up.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we did get that in the Fortress of Solitude. We also had Keelix, the robot.
Yeah.
That was pre-Flashpoint. He always had that robot in the Fortress of Solitude, and that he kept the fortress up.
Cool.
Took care of it while.
So we didn't have the stupid crystals and
the
tubes and stuff. It was like all pneumatic tubes and whatnot.
It's all tubes, man.
It's a series of tubes. Okay, one thing though, I thought Brainiac 8 looked too much like Mystique.
She did kind of have that.
Because like the hair, like the blue skin, the red hair, it was
Yeah.
like too much. I think they could have worked on that.
Yeah,
That
they could
was
have knocked down the blue a bit to
Right.
where it wasn't quite, for no pun intended, it wasn't quite as blue.
Yeah, right.
Then it would probably looked a little better. But yeah, she did, and the way she moved and fought
Oh, it was totally
very
like
similar.
totally like Mystique. Yeah. The only thing was the differentiator was, I guess, her uniform and that.
And the symbol,
yeah,
the
the little
Brainiac
triangle.
symbol on her head.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, they made reference to that they were essentially a race of supercomputers that served the Kryptonians.
Oh,
And that was where Brainiac came from.
cool.
And she looks to be returning because at the end, Non has the Omegahedron, which is not from the comics. It's from the 1984 Supergirl movie. I had to look that up
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's been so long since I saw that Supergirl movie. And I think it's been a long time since anybody's seen that Supergirl movie. But he had the Omegahedron, and
Oh yeah. Well, I'm seeing
that and the Alphahedron powered Argo City in the Supergirl movie. And the power of it is seemingly only limited by the imagination of the user. It can create a simulation of life or bring the greatest desire of the user to reality. And so we see at the end, Non reforms Indigo.
Oh, right.
So, looks
Yeah,
like
right.
she'll be- it looks like she'll
all
be
her little
returning.
particles.
And that I think it's awesome because she, like I said, she did a great job as a villain. It was a really good episode.
It was a good episode.
So, and we got a little on the
What?
the teen drama side. We got Lucy dumping Jimmy.
It was so dumb.
Like everybody saw that coming except for Jimmy.
Seriously, Jimmy, you're such a smart guy. Like, you should have known that was going to
except
occur.
for that. And of course, Kara had to cause it by telling a story that, Jimmy told me about his grandfather or his father or whatever.
Yeah,
with the
and then, like,
cameras.
Jimmy never opened up
she
about
never
that.
He never told me that. It's a little silly.
But then she gave Jimmy permission to tell her that she was Supergirl.
Yeah.
But she never got a chance. He never got a chance to tell her because she was already like, "This is
She's
over.
out of here.
We're done.
I'm out of here.
Bye-bye."
Yeah. So, but she works for Cat now. So will she remain in the office and causing? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course she will,
Of course.
because that's gonna that's gonna ramp up the 90210.
Yeah. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, cha-cha. Yeah, it's totally going to make that happen.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, I like that because they're not. It's not the immediate Jimmy falls in love with Kara and that's the end.
Oh,
right?
but see, that's the thing that they've been. Everybody except them is saying is going on.
Right.
Everybody says
They think
you
it is.
two are in love.
But they ramp it up. Yeah, but they never. It never comes to fruition, I guess.
or maybe it does now because he's single.
That's right.
So
He won a Pulitzer.
there we go. Yes, I'm sort of a big deal.
Sort of.
I won a Pulitzer. So, and from the Flash, even though the Flash is on its like month-long hiatus right now, which is driving my daughter insane.
Oh, I tell you what.
It's been said that Barry will very soon find out Zoom's identity. And he will not take it well. Because this is going to be another like mentor figure that turns out to be the evil.
So, all right. So I was trying to square up the logic, and I like your theory about the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that Jay and Hunter are twins in both worlds, and that like Zoom knows it? Like, is Zoom and Jay, like, they hate each other so much, right, in that world, in Earth 2, that maybe you've got one and one,
That's
and that,
the man
like,
in the
when
mask.
when Hunter took off the mask and revealed that he killed Jay, but then that doesn't explain who's in that other thing. But if there are doppelgangers, is there another Jay on Earth 1, and did Zoom capture him? I don't know what it is, but I also like the idea of Zoom being the imposter that we've seen the whole time, and that somehow creating after images or some sort of charade.
Well, that works up until the end of this last episode,
which breaks all that down.
It breaks all that down, and I don't know how, because either that person who we think is Jay, and who was standing in front of the breach, is somebody who looks just like Jay/Zoom,
right,
and was in on it. But if he was in on it, why did he kill him? And if it wasn't,
well, maybe he was there to fatten up Barry, right? Isn't Zoom's whole thing to like get Barry to be faster so he can juice him? And
then why would he kill him? Or maybe
kill
he
Jay,
didn't. Maybe he didn't
I don't know.
intend to kill Jay. He was just trying to come through the breach, and I hit somebody.
Well, because he said this is a complication.
Yeah.
So it was unexpected.
So maybe it is somebody who's in on the whole thing, like one of his twin who's in on the whole thing.
Yeah.
But he thought he was going to come through the breach, and he hit him, and was like, crap. And so he pulls him back through, because answering those questions are going to be trouble.
The alternative is there's a shapeshifter there we don't know about that could
That's
be one of
possible.
Zoom's minions. We've just not seen everybody yet. Or, like I was saying, it could be that's Wally, right? That could be Earth 2 Wally West. Because we haven't seen Wally, right? He's been one of the characters that's integral now, who we've not seen the counterpart of.
Yeah.
So it could just be very well that maybe he's there. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't know. I mean, all I know is I'm incredibly intrigued.
I'm ready for the
cannot
show
wait.
to come back, and that's the thing.
And I guess, who's this speedster who's coming out? It's a female. Is it Jessie?
No, that is
She works for Tina at Mercury Labs.
McGee. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Trajectory.
Oh, is that
The
who
one-
that is?
yeah.
From Infinity Incorporated?
Exactly.
From 52.
Yeah, that's where that character is from. So
Yeah.
everybody assumed Jessie Quick would be our first female speedster, but she's going to
It's
be
Trajectory.
Yeah.
And I guess, how is she going to get Velocity 9? Or does she invent it?
Maybe they're still working on it, because I mean,
But then how is she a speedster?
Did they do 8?
Yeah. The last one that gave
So-
Jay the temporary speed?
Yeah, maybe while they're doing this other stuff, Caitlin was working on 9. She got it finished, but now he's dead, so I can't give it to him.
Yeah. Maybe it gets stolen. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she comes in and steals it.
That's great. So
Yeah.
she's going around town impersonating the Flash.
Yeah.
And she like punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And then Cisco's like, "Did you get her number?"
Cisco's a horn dog.
He totally is. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the 22nd.
Is when we come back.
When we come back for that.
So we got Return of Flash and then Batman Superman. You taking Emma to go see
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
Superman? Okay, cool.
Yeah, she looked at me last night. So are we going opening weekend? That's a silly question. Of course we are.
I cannot wait to hear her impression of the cinematic Flash.
The movie Flash.
Yeah, because she is like a total like Grant Gustin ite.
Yep.
If this guy captures
Yeah,
her
it's gonna
heart,
be
that
interesting.
might be saying something there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I mean, it's not going to be the full. From what they're saying, it's a cameo, so it may not be like a full. You might not get a full look at him.
that's enough.
So yeah,
That's enough to go like, oh,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So,
So it'd be interesting to see how it is on the big screen.
all right,
So.
Emma, we want you to write a full report.
Yes.
180 words.
Awesome.
Okay, go for it.
And this is huge news, huge good news for the Star Trek series that's going to be on the CBS All Access. Legendary Star Trek writer / director / producer Nicholas Meyer will be joining the new Star Trek series writing staff and serving as a consulting producer.
Also, is this the second Biggie from the classic or previous series and movies that's joined? Because I remember we said something like this a couple weeks ago.
No, there was another guy who had worked on Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
but
okay.
Nicholas Meyer directed and I think co-wrote Wrath of Khan.
Oh,
so
okay.
This dude's golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he directed Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock.
Okay. That's not that golden.
Hey, I like Search for Spock. They had to
Yeah.
go get him, man.
Yeah.
They got to.
Like I like Circus Peanuts.
Oh.
I see them in the store. I appreciate them, but I don't buy them, Timmy.
Because
They're
you
purple.
eat one and you're done.
They're purple peanuts. Or no, they're orange peanuts that have been like vacuum formed. So you can keep loving your Genesis missile.
Yeah. Let's see. He did.
This is what we call the Genesis effect.
He directed Wrath of Khan, and I'm looking.
And an episode of Cheers. Is that why Kirstie Alley is?
No,
in the
he
movie?
did not do Star Trek 3. He did 4.
Oh,
Voyage Home.
The Klingon.
No, he wrote that.
With the whales.
That was the whales. Yeah.
Well, they have to fly them in a Klingon ship.
Yes, and he directed and wrote 6, The Undiscovered Country.
Another dinger.
Yeah, that one was better than 5, but still not great.
What was 5?
But let me tell you something. You can do
Voyage Home, or what was
that? No, 5 was
4 was Voyage Home.
Yeah, 4 was Voyage Home. 5 was
The Final Frontier.
Final Frontier, when they went to meet God.
Oh, that's the one. Okay,
That
Undiscovered
one
Country is the
sucked.
peace one.
Yes,
Where they try to make the
that one
peace-
wasn't bad.
Where they have where they shoot him through the thing at the United Federation.
Yes.
They assassinate.
He had the Klingon with the bolt-on eye patch.
Yeah.
that was pretty hardcore.
Oh well, he's
You're
in.
bolting on.
He was in Green Lantern Star Trek series. The overlap. He got a ring. He became I forget what
Oh, that's
lantern.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
became a Yellow Lantern, I think, or then Sinestro told him to sit down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the one calls the shots around here.
Hey, that's great. So that's some real power going to be behind this new show.
He also wrote Tomorrow Never Dies,
Wow,
the Bond movie.
cool.
Yeah. See, he's most recently, nothing huge. Never mind.
All right, so he's got good cinema play.
Oh yeah, like I said,
down to a
you
science.
can coast on Wrath of Khan for your entire career, as far as I'm concerned.
Through the nebula.
That was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he directed and wrote the screenplay for Wrath of Khan. Well, it says uncredited. He may have did a rewrite.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's a huge pickup, and it shows.
He moved the Botany Bay to the SETI Alpha 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
To SETI
What's
Alpha 6.
This is SETI Alpha 6.
SETI Alpha 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it's a big deal that they're putting some real power behind the new series. And I think that's an awesome thing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I really can't. And what's it going to be called? Beyond?
They haven't said. No, Beyond is the movie.
Beyond's the movie.
They haven't said it. They've just listed it as the new Star Trek series.
And that's Jeremy Lin is doing that one? The director? Because it's not going to be Abrams again, right? Is it?
Beyond is Jeremy Lin.
Is Lin.
But this is the new series. They haven't.
I'm saying. Yeah, sorry. But
Yeah.
this one, we don't know who the showrunner is
No.
yet or anything.
No.
Or who's going to be on it.
Yeah, exactly. Or what if it's even going to be, where it's set, what it's about, we don't know that at all. So,
Awesome.
but from the world of The Walking Dead, executive producer David Alpert calls Negan one of the greatest villains ever created in TV. Quote, "It's the greatest comic book villain I've ever read. He's amazing. He's terrifying. He's funny. He's charming. And the reason why I think he's so terrifying is he makes a certain amount of sense.
Oof.
Even though he does horrible, horrific things, there's a certain logic, a barbaric logic, but a logic to it. I think it's not just the horrible things he does, it's the appeal of that logic. It takes a little while to wrap your head around it." I have not watched this week's episode.
Do you want to know some quick
Fire it off.
tidbits? All right, here we go. It was awesome. The whole premise was they go to the Hilltop community.
They actually go to Hilltop. Awesome.
Jesus leads them. So
Did they meet Greg?
They met Greg.
Okay.
Yep. And you see that old house that they live in and stuff, and that their community has like livestock and stuff. And Alexandria, they're running out of food.
Yeah.
So like Maggie's trying to grow. She's like coming up with better ways to grow tomatoes, whatever. So trying to think here. So Jesus. So it starts off where Michonne and Rick are naked, and
so it starts
right from that moment.
Yeah.
And Jesus is sitting in the house looking at a painting. I guess he's just been excused from the room. And Carl pulls a gun on him and says, "What the are you doing in my house?"
Coral, get the gun.
Yeah, and then Rick and Michonne come out and they're like, "Let's talk." And then Carl's like, "Dad?"
Did you just walk out of the same room?
Yeah. And he was like, "All right." Well, no, Jesus says your parents are getting dressed.
Oh.
And he's like, "My parents?"
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
You got some explaining to do.
So they go to, and I think it's called a bigger world or the
that
worlds.
Was, a larger world was the comic, the series in the comic books.
Okay.
The storyline in
That
the
story
comic books
arc.
where they opened that up.
And Jesus leads them. They go. That's weird to say that.
Yes.
They go to the Hilltop community and like they basically talk about trade.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maggie says like as they're deciding whether or not to go, they say, "Well, what do you mean like trade?" And he's like, "Oh, your world's about to get a whole lot larger." And they go and they meet Greg, and Greg is really rude to Maggie. Yeah, he's got this bad attitude.
Yeah.
And then so I don't want to ruin spoilers and stuff because it's a good episode. But basically, you find out that like they have a deal with Negan, and Negan's basically running protection.
Yeah.
So it's like they have to give half of everything that they yield, so that Negan just doesn't come and kill them.
Yeah.
And they're basically learning more about it, and they're like, I don't want to tell you too much, but it's good.
Cool.
So they're what's ramped up and sort of left is that like we're gonna meet more communities. We're gonna, I guess the Saviors is what
that's
Negan's group. Yep. So they went with that from the comic. Is that right? Isn't there the Ravagers as well? Or
no?
Ravagers
There's another group that's called the Scavengers.
Scavengers.
And I think that
Ravagers
was
Marvel. Right?
I think that was
the Wolves.
The Wolves.
Okay.
Unless they actually do the group, but I think that's what the Wolves were.
Well, they're starting to set this all up that there's multiple groups and stuff, and that they have various assets and whatnot, and
no mention of the Kingdom.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
no mention.
That's one of the other communities around DC.
Okay.
Is the Kingdom.
Nice.
So.
But this Hilltop community, they can see for miles. Like they have this great vantage from that house. The windows let you sort of see for miles. And I'll just let you watch it. It's really good. Lots of little things happen.
Cool. Awesome. And news from the world of Doctor Who. Maisie Williams, who is also on Game of Thrones, will not be returning for Doctor Who Season 10 next year. She played the immortal Ashildr, a.k.a. Me. Her story did wrap up nicely in the series finale, but speculation started when it was announced that the showrunner, Stephen Moffat, is going to be leaving after this next season. People started saying, "Oh, is she going to be brought back just for this his last season?" But she said that she will not be returning. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm seeing pictures of her here on Doctor Who. Nice.
Yeah, I forget she's a Stark.
She's Arya.
Arya
Stark.
Yeah, I couldn't remember her name, but I knew she was part of the Stark family.
Well, she's gonna
Game of Thrones.
come back and kill some people. Yeah,
but they all do.
People are gonna die.
And from Captain America: Civil War, the Russo brothers say that Civil War is twice as aggressive in tone and execution than The Winter Soldier.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's also being said by people who have screened the movie that the last act is brutal, both physically and emotionally, because both Tony and Steve are given solid reasoning for their positions. Oh. And it's hard you can see where both are coming from, and you can't really say, this guy's wrong, this guy's wrong.
Is that where they're starting to make people get on Team Stark and Team Rogers or Cap?
Yeah.
Iron Man.
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, he has his position, and you can see he has logic behind it. It's not evil. It's just a different way of looking at things. And Tony's over here and he's got his way of looking at things, and it's not evil. It's just different. And they just and that's what makes it so emotionally, because you don't really want to pick sides. You see both of their points.
Oh,
and that's why it's.
That's a great story. I want to make sure I really read it again before I go see it.
Yeah.
So I can be mad that it's not verbatim
it's not
to the
same.
comics.
You can fanboy out.
Yeah.
And also the Russos were talking about Infinity War.
Oh.
And they had said before that, and this may be all tongue-in-cheek, but they had said before that there were going to be 67 separate characters in Infinity War. And now they've updated it. They say now it's 68 distinct characters.
That's Stan Lee. Yeah,
but it's that's the cameo. So, but again, they may just be blowing smoke, and I mean, because they just want to point out that they're not afraid to use as many characters, and if it's the same story as Infinity Gauntlet,
everybody's got to be there.
They have to.
Yeah, because a lot of people die.
Yeah, and a lot of people who have seen Civil War have applauded the use of Spider-Man in it.
Oh, great!
Because they said they don't mess with the origin. It's just essentially, we know, we got it, just go.
Cool.
And they're saying that he's used very well.
How did any indication of how he looked?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Just
they
were saying
play
that
it up.
that
no
it
spider
worked.
armor.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, we could see that, because if he sides with Iron Man,
he'll give him some.
He could give
mech.
Give him the Iron Spider. So we
That'd
may
be
get
cool.
it. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So and you were saying that you've watched Deadpool now.
Yay! I finally saw it.
Awesome.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
And another, we see at the end the after credits sequence.
Oh yeah, Ferris Bueller
confirmed that there is a Deadpool 2 in works, and Cable will be in it. It's also rumored that it will feature Domino, who is an X-Men.
Wasn't Vanessa Domino in the movie? His girlfriend?
Maybe
she had the white thing. I immediately thought she was Domino.
I didn't think about that.
I mean, you've seen Domino before, right?
Yeah. Yep.
She's got the face makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think she's got a little thing of hair with the white. Let's see if I can find an image like that. No, I'm actually not seeing her with the white coif thing. I just always thought that, as soon as I saw it, I immediately thought, oh, it's Domino. And it just sort of
maybe that's what because that's the big thing, is like, okay, this kind of wrapped up his story, and he was doing what he was doing to get her.
Yeah.
So if he's got her now, he's in a good place.
He can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so does he go back to being a mercenary, or I mean, and let's face it, this is Deadpool, so they can just go, she's gone. And he can look at the camera and go, we had to have something to forward the plot. I mean, it doesn't have to make a huge amount of sense, because they could just do it all tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
So,
I thought it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Domino was created by Fabian Nicienza and Rob Liefeld, the same people that created Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
cool.
That's probably why that was
so big in the film.
Is saying that she's going to be in it. But yeah, it was. I'm glad you've seen it now, because it's. I mean,
you tired of not spoiling it for me?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
I can only go so long.
That's why I did it. I was like, you know what? We can't do another episode, because he'll
pass out.
He'll just
blood running out of his ears. And the Young Justice showrunner Brandon Vietti says he's ready for a third season of Young Justice, as well as the other guys. So still keep watching it on Netflix, and let's get some momentum
before it goes away. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just set it, play it on Netflix, and then go to bed and let it run all night, so it gets a good.
Oh, so they're like, wow, look at these ratings.
Yeah. It's one dude
killing
it all.
This one
night.
guy just watches it all day.
That'd be awesome. And it's rumored that there is already a Suicide Squad sequel in the works.
Wow, it hasn't even come out in the
yet.
movie. Yeah, it just looks good.
It does. It looks really
man.
good. So.
Yeah, I think Margot Robbie's gonna steal the show.
I think so too.
I hope Jared Leto does well, because I feel like so many characters are gonna overshadow him. I mean, even like Katana looks awesome. Like the sword, the way they do the sword with the spirits.
I don't think he's a huge part of the movie. So
but he's such a big actor, and it's like to be a new Joker. It's like whoa, you know.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't have to be a situation where like him being overshadowed. I don't think is that big of a deal because he's not a main part of this movie.
Yeah, I guess
it's
true.
Just part of her story. So I think we'll only get him in like a flashback kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, and it may be a good test for somebody else doing the Joker. Because when Heath Ledger was a Joker in Dark Knight, it was like nobody else needs to touch it. Everybody was saying nobody else needs to touch it.
He
for a long
solved it.
time.
Yeah, it was like he just did it perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, with newness.
Yeah.
So.
But there's different versions of the Joker. There's different. I mean, he's in different comics. He's different. He's nuts. So he can be different ways all the time.
Yeah, sometimes he's all like he's dirty and messy and doesn't care, and sometimes he's so primp and proper and like over the top, and it's true. Yeah, I mean now him being gold toothed and
he's got the
tattoos,
the tattoos and the it essentially looked like tattoos on his teeth even. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
but Big Hero 6.
Nice.
It will be getting a sequel, but not a movie sequel.
Oh.
It's going to Disney XD as a series.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
The show it will debut in 2017. It's already in production. Executive producers will be Mark McCorkle and Bob Schooley, the creators and showrunners of Kim Possible.
Oh, so I used to watch that show.
Yeah,
with my kids. Yeah, it's a good one. She's like
a
Lara Croft essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Cool.
So that could work well. I think
it's a good movie.
Yeah, and I think it could work well as a series. So,
and I think Disney's been doing a lot of this sort of anime manga stepping into. In fact, they just released a whole series of toys and a show called Tsum Tsum, TSUM. Essentially, they have like just black dot eyes, and they're all the same shape. They're like chibis, but for Disney characters. So everybody fits into that little round ball, chubby, baby-like character. And I think a lot of it had to do with how Baymax looked, being just simple. So I'm curious to see, like, this was so good. I mean, I think it'd be great if they just kept doing this little avenue.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, that wraps up our movie and TV news. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a spin of the comic rack.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them. But I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
I'm Cully Hamner, artist of The Question and Red, and you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast. And we've got something really cool that Mike has found. Is this coming week, or is it this week now? This week.
March 1st to the 7th is Will Eisner Week.
That is cool.
And real quick, a summary. Will Eisner Week is an annual event celebrating comics and sequential art, graphic novel literacy, free speech, and honoring the legacy of comics and graphic novel pioneer Will Eisner. Every year, Will Eisner Week occurs during the beginning of March in conjunction with his birthday on the 6th. This will be the 8th annual event. First one was in 2009 and in 2 cities, and now it's held in almost 50 events in 20 cities across the United States and internationally.
That's really cool.
And you can go to WillEisner.com, and you can actually download something that they call the Will Eisner Playbook. And then what this lets you do is it sort of lets you sort of set up your own event and propose it to the Will Eisner, I guess his family or
the organization. You can put it in and see if they'll approve it.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So you can host an event that they want to have venues for like retailers, bookstores and comic book shops, libraries, schools of art and design, museums, colleges, universities, pubs and restaurants, and anything that you can think of. But that basically, you can do readings, you can do art workshops, anything that celebrates the legacy of Will Eisner.
That is cool. That's very cool.
So maybe we'll look into this next year now that we know when it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But unfortunately, no events here in North Carolina. But there is one at the Anderson County Public Library in Anderson, South Carolina. It's the closest one.
We should definitely fix that for next year. So
totally.
Yeah.
And
also coming to Charlotte, this is actually a pretty big deal because we haven't had one here up to now. There's a series of conventions called Walker Stalker Con.
Cool.
I've
heard of those.
It's mostly about Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But they can't call it. There's not official, so they can't call it the Walking Dead convention. So it's called Walker Stalker Con. There's going to be one in Charlotte on June 25 and 25th and 26th of this year.
Nice.
Zombie, horror, sci-fi convention, the whole schmear. It's going to be at the what are they calling it now? Hang on.
The Blake.
Go back. The Park Expo and Conference Center. What used to be the Merchandise Mart, right there on Independence, right next to Bojangles Coliseum.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's a big place. So,
it is.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. They have plenty of room. So, but yeah, it's interesting. The closest one up until now was Nashville, I believe.
Oh wow.
So this would be nice to have right here in town, and it's a pretty big deal. They usually have big names from The Walking Dead.
Wow. Come and do panels
and other zombie movies and horror movies and stuff like that. So
awesome.
This should be a lot of fun.
And if you're a lot of horror fans, go to the Mad Monster Party that's every year. It's
when
coming
is that?
up.
That's coming up pretty soon.
I think it's in a week or two. I think
it might be.
My Facebook's been blowing up because I liked it once, and But our friend John Rosenbaum, he's up there.
Be doing,
because he does a lot of horror inspired art and monster inspired art. So Walker Stalker. What's the Stalker part?
I guess the people that follow them around. March 25th through the 27th is you walked right into that one. Mad Monster Party is March 25th through the 27th.
Oh, okay.
So it's the end of this month, but
nice.
But yeah, I'm not sure about the name of the Walker Stalker Con.
Oh, really? Your little explanation there didn't sum it up?
I should do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that walk around and bite the different people from The Walking Dead.
Oh,
which is not cool.
Tried to bite Daryl.
And there's another one. The Everybody Hates Chris. I don't remember his name on the show.
I forget his name.
Noah.
Somebody
bit him at a convention too, or like went to take. They wanted to take a picture with him, and like all of a sudden they're biting him on the shoulders. Like, dude, it's not cool. Just don't do that.
I mean, is it like pretend bite, like or is it like
he
straight
said
up?
That was pressure. It's just
why
weird.
are people doing this? You love these people.
Stupid.
Like, why would you do this to folks?
I guess like you want a cool picture and you think it's funny and it's
pretend. Don't go don't
actually touch them.
Draw blood, right?
Yeah,
they have to get tetanus and rabies.
Yeah, exactly. And what it's going to do is make them not want to take pictures with people.
And then they're never going to do zombie movies again because you scared them away.
So that's just that's just weird. So.
Art imitate life. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a look at some stuff that's coming up, and now it's time for a spin of the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
And we're back with the comic rack. As soon as Timmy recovers, he'll take over.
Stop telling jokes right before we come back.
Sorry, Timmy.
All right, here's the comic rack. First off, from DC Entertainment, they will unveil the creative teams for the Rebirth initiative at WonderCon later this month.
Was it the initiative, Rebirth Initiative they're calling it now? Or is that what you called it?
That's what I called it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they, for those that can't be at WonderCon, they will stream this event on their YouTube channel. So then we will get word on who is officially going to be the
Who's gonna
creative
be
teams
drawing
on the
and
different
writing and-
ones. Yeah.
And for those of you who do not watch the YouTubes, you can catch us here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
That's right.
We're going to do a full report on that. Once Rebirth comes out, we're going to forget it. Yeah. We're going to tell you everything you need to know, bring you up to speed,
Yeah.
destroy your dreams,
Of
and
course,
shatter
that's
your
what we do.
ambitions.
That's what we do. WonderCon is later this month, the 25th through the 27th in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
so we will have to watch it.
Sweet.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, but it's actually, I think it's put on by the same people that do San Diego.
Nice.
Website is San Diego. Yeah, Comic-Con International presents WonderCon.
Ah,
Yeah. So it's the same people.
wow,
So
what a business. Man.
I'm telling you, it's not
Killing
too
it.
shabby.
Yeah, right.
Good gig if you can get it. There will also be a Batman vs. Superman prequel comic that sets the table for the events in Dawn of Justice. It'll be written by Christos Gage with art by Joe Bennett and Sean Parsons.
Cool.
The title of the story is Upstairs, Downstairs. It takes place on the day of the Metropolis statue unveiling, the statue of Superman.
Yeah.
That is in Metropolis. You can get download codes for the comics in Doritos Family Fun Mix multi-packs that you can get at Walmart. I don't know if that's the only way you can get it or whether, because first off, I don't want to go to Walmart.
Or you could buy a kale smoothie at Whole Foods and use the tear off.
There's a good mixture there.
Because-
Doritos and a kale smoothie.
Well, one will cancel out the other.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. The good that you do with the kale smoothie
Yeah.
will be killed off by the Doritos.
Yeah.
And we told you last week about Jim Steranko returning to Captain America.
Cool.
Now, this week, Marvel has announced fan favorite artist John Cassidy will
Whoa.
return to draw a short story in the upcoming Captain America 75th Anniversary magazine special.
Awesome.
So I hadn't actually seen that they were doing I mean, you kind of figured they would, but they're doing a specific 75th Anniversary special.
Now, I've heard John's name before, and I know he's a great up there. What? I mean, has he done Cap for a long time? Like
He
what?
did. I think he did a run on Cap. I think earlier this decade, maybe.
Okay. So, I mean, that was right around the Civil War time, right? Because Civil War came out in the early 2000s, didn't it? That and like
Yes.
Initiative and
Yes.
Dark Avengers and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
He worked on multiple popular Captain America projects, including an issue of Fallen Sun, The Death of Captain America, Captain America Lives Again, and Captain America The New Deal. So he's done several things.
Really? They called it the New
They
Deal?
call it, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Fireside Chats with Steve.
That'd be awesome.
With Bucky and Steve.
And he appeared in the Captain America 75th Anniversary television special. That's
Oh, that
probably
was
where we
recent.
remember his name. Yeah,
Okay.
that was very recent. So,
Yeah.
So he will be doing a. Okay, now I know why we know his name.
Why?
He headlined the highly successful 2015 Star Wars revival at Marvel Comics.
Oh, there
He's
it is.
He's the penciler
He's Star
for
Wars.
Star
artist.
Wars.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why his name sounds familiar.
And it's Cassidy, isn't it? Or is
Yes.
it Cassidy or Cassidy?
It is
I feel
Cassidy.
like I've heard it both. Yeah.
I said it Cassidy, but it's Cassidy.
Okay.
Um,
Because you like Butch Cassidy
and
and the Steranko kid.
yeah, wacky Steranko guy. Now, more than 20 years after his first appearance, Parallax has reared his ugly head in this week's Green Lantern number 50.
Yar.
Parallax returns to menace a new generation of Green Lantern, which is actually an older generation, since the Parallax in question is an older Hal Jordan. And it gets a little confusing there, but he is unhappy with the performance of his younger self, so I guess he wants to give him a little sage advice. It gets confusing.
Parallax is going to give Parallax sage advice.
No, he's going to give Hal
Hal?
Jordan. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really confusing. But I actually want to read it because it'll be interesting having an older Hal Jordan who's completely nuts. I mean, because he is.
Oh,
lost
he's
his mind.
fried. Yeah. Well, do you remember in what What story was that we read? Was it Countdown or to Infinite Crisis, or was it Infinite Crisis when the younger Hal Jordan was recruited to go?
Yes.
Was it Infinite Crisis?
He was in a different time.
Oh, was it Crisis Times 5?
Maybe
the one with Grant Morrison.
Yes. Yeah, they tried to go get a younger Hal Jordan before he lost his mind. Yeah.
Right. Yes, to fight a bad guy in the future, and he was being beat down because he didn't know as much.
He didn't know how to do it. Yeah, exactly. I think it was Crisis Times 5.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, maybe they're.
Yeah,
I don't know if it has any homage.
And we have the same thing happening with because Parallax is pre-Flashpoint Hal Jordan.
Right.
In Superman, we have pre-Flashpoint Superman now showing up in the series with the new Superman. So we'll have the same kind of thing.
Pre-Flashpoint Green Lantern and new Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So and this is all leading to the Rebirth, where they're going to shake things up again. So we'll see what we get after that.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yep.
He gone. Now, Marvel is going all out for the release of...
Parallax is the Anti-Monitor. I just solved it.
Yeah, we're done here.
Yep. All right, signing off.
That's it. We're done. Marvel is going all out for the release of Poe Dameron #1.
Oh, cool.
And teaming up with comic shop retailers to do it. Retailers who opt into the program will receive promotional items, including a premiere variant, a Nakayama Jackson sketch variant, invitational postcards, promotional pins, and a few BB-8 lithographs drawn by Joe Quinones.
Quinones, yeah.
That's pretty damn cool for just walking in and getting your comic.
And why would you lithographs? Who makes lithographs anymore? That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you read about J.J. Abrams? I know we're not in movie and TV news. Sorry, breaking protocol. Mentioning that there would be a gay character in the next Star Wars.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
There's always been speculation that Poe and Finn kind of love each other a little too much. That maybe that could be that. I mean, I wonder.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, that just made me think.
But Finn also had a thing for Daisy.
For Rey, yeah.
Daisy is her. The actor's name.
Daisy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be interesting. And I'm reading. Did you ever finish Aftermath? Chuck Wendig's novel?
No, I got the audio book, so I got it. Yeah, I always listen to the Ninja Troll, which
that takes up the whole week right there.
It takes up the whole ride.
Yeah, I've started reading it now, and there's already been at least two same-sex couples that I've run across.
In Aftermath?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they, is it Poe or anybody, or no?
No, Timon, the kid who runs the shop. I don't know how far you've gotten into it. And that's one of my things with it. It's good, but there's a lot of characters. You almost need like a guide, guide to keep up with who's who.
That's what I wanted to do. I got up to like chapter 4, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'm way past.
Yeah, you're way past that.
I'm in part 2 now. So
okay.
But yeah, there's been a couple
same-sex couple characters. Cool.
Yeah, that they've specifically pointed out.
The Force did awaken.
It did. Yes. The Force came out of the closet.
Sure did. Yeah.
And Marvel has released a page showing the return of Steve Rogers to youth and to Captain America. He's still wearing the uniform that he's been wearing because he had a modified uniform when he was old.
Right.
And he was basically kind of like the super administrator. He's still wearing that.
Fill out that paperwork.
That's right.
For justice.
He's still wearing that uniform and carrying the round shield.
Oh.
But we were told that when he returns to Captain America to his own series this summer,
he'll
getting
have a
new
Herald shield.
He'll have like the interstate sign.
Yeah.
And a new uniform. So, and in the page that they released, he's seemingly it's obvious he's talking to Sam Wilson, but it also looks like he's talking to Bucky. I'm not entirely sure of that because there's no lettering or coloring, so it looks like it might be Bucky, but it might be somebody else.
Right, the color would tell you.
Would tell me for sure, yeah. But which the last, and this may have completely changed with Secret Wars, but I believe Bucky was dead because that's why Steve came back to be Captain America, because Bucky took over after Civil War.
Right.
But then Bucky got killed. Steve came back, but he told Bucky, "No, you're Captain America now.
Do it."
Yep. And then Bucky got killed, and that's what made him come back to be Captain America.
And when did Sam step in and be Captain?
When Steve got old, he went to another dimension. And somehow he got aged because he was in like Dimension X or something, and he aged.
Okay.
And that's when Sam took over.
Okay.
As Cap.
But he's back.
So.
Did he get reserumed, or how are they saying he's young?
It hasn't happened yet, so we're not sure yet.
We're just going to know it's going to happen.
And I'm glad because the Sam Wilson series is not.
Yeah, was he not a good Cap?
Not holding me. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the approach they're taking, because Sam is now almost like freelance, and he's using social media to basically ask, okay, what needs taking care of?
Does anybody need a hero? Right.
Basically.
Hashtag like Captain America's board.
Yeah, basically. And it's just, I don't know. It's just not. It's not
doing its thing.
Yeah, it's not getting.
Well, because they had Sam Wilson, Captain America Sam Wilson.
Yeah, that's the series that I'm
Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Yeah, that will start later.
Real soon.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess in May.
Yeah, probably coming out of this Avengers Pleasant Hill standoff is what they're calling it. It's like a crossover.
You've completely got me over to DC. I have no idea what's going on in Marvel. I have no idea. Check with me about 80s X-Men.
Yeah, we're good to go. But yeah, I think the Avengers standoff is starting, and that's probably where it's going to I'm just guessing, but that's probably where it's going to happen, where they'll somehow de-age him and get, or maybe he'll get shot up with a serum again, or I don't know. They'll come up with some way.
I hope it's good.
And I think, and there is a new Falcon now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's actually a guy who has had his DNA mixed with
Falcon
a
DNA?
bird. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a little weird. He looks a little odd, but yeah, he's kind of now sidekicking with
Falcor.
Yeah. he's sidekicking with Sam Wilson now.
Wow, Blue Falcon, I love it.
Yeah. It'd be cool. So.
Hey, BF.
But that is a spin of our comic rack. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to explore the multiverse.
Hi, I'm Louis Black, and I'm a big supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and its mission to cure CF. People ask me, Louis, what's your personal connection to CF anyway? Well, I don't have one. I'm just passionate about finding a cure. Every year, thousands of people participate in Great Stride, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's national walk to raise funds for CF. We spend hours wandering around for no reason. Why not walk to save lives? I'm not asking you to run, because I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do. And actually, I don't do much walking, because after a long day of yelling and screaming about stuff, I have to lie down and rest up for the next day of yelling and screaming. Don't make me yell and scream more than I have to. Just walk with us. As a matter of fact, walk over to your computer right now and visit cff.org and sign up for Great Strides today. You'll make a difference. Support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and help make CF stand for Cure Found.
Now it's time to explore the multiverse. On the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, now it's time for our Exploring the Multiverse segment, where we head to the Misty Borderland Cafe, have a seat, and take a look at the DC multiverse. Like Mike was just saying minutes ago, that he's completely over to DC now. He's dug into the multiverse. And with this Exploring the Multiverse segment, we have gone all the way back and started at the beginning, the first instance of the multiverse in DC Comics, which was the Flash of Two Worlds,
right?
Which was 1950
something.
Yeah, something like that. And we started there, and we've gone all the way up. We're now up into the 2000s.
Yep.
But this was like 2008, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2007, 2008,
Yeah.
just before Final Crisis, a 52-issue series, the year before Final Crisis.
Yeah, man,
Grant Morrison's story hit.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it right. They're going to do all 52 issues.
Lord have mercy. Yeah. Oh, man.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is Countdown to Final Crisis.
And this is 52 issues Today we're doing 5 because there was so much happened. So much happened in these 5 issues that it's really good stuff. It really is, and there's a lot going on. So I'm going to pick it apart for you right now. And I thought, Timmy, today we'd start with a little reading from issue 1.
Sweet. We need some music in the background.
Yeah.
Like Masterpiece Theater.
What's the name of who's the little brooding guy that's always with Darkseid? What's his name? His little minion dude. Desaad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we start in Darkseid's chamber of torture. Okay.
With his little purple hood.
It totally. What is the worth of a single life? How does one measure its power? Even the humblest of souls touches others. It is ever-widening ripples spread across the universe, altering for better or for worse the destinies of the countless beings of infinite worlds. Okay, there's a lot of hop going on here. So Desaad is in...
but you have to read any of the New God stuff. You have to read that way.
You have to.
It's almost Shakespearean.
Yeah. So he's talking to himself, Desaad, and all of a sudden Darkseid says off to the side, "Your analogy is depressingly nihilistic. A thousand pardons, master." And then we see now a giant Darkseid and Desaad with what looks like a scene from Clash of the Titans, the original, where they have all the heroes laid out on like a chessboard.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of big scheming going on here. And
is that Red Hood?
Yeah, underneath him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Red Hood.
Wow.
You should take note of this image because everybody that you see here is important in the story. Yeah, it's really interesting. So, where I've hobbled by your limitations, I'd say no. Fortunately, my vision encompasses a greater horizon. I see the time fast approaching when existence itself shall be recreated and Darkseid shall be its architect. So this first issue, Look to the Skies, really good one. We've got Paul Dini, the writer, and Jesus Sayes as penciler. And, so you'll see in the first panel, he picks up a very special lady who is the Joker's daughter.
Yep.
Known on some Earth as Harlequin. Not Harley Quinn, but Harlequin. So we're led to believe that Darkseid is sensing that something crazy is about to happen, and he's scheming a sort of universal biggie-sized plan, and that because the multiverse is flattened into one, that in the time stream, which is this place that is unaffected by the flow of time and confines of space, lives 52 monitors, one for each of the known universes. And their role is to keep the balance of the multiverse by correcting those who cross its boundaries. So that's the theme here.
The 52 started long before the new 52.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And they will sometimes even hunt people who break these rules. And we discover that one of them is very cranky, one of these monitors. So in this first issue, Look to the Skies, right, we sort of see that foreshadowing with Desaad and Darkseid. And now we meet Dula Dent, who is the Joker's daughter. She identifies herself as the Joker's daughter.
Yeah, that character is actually now part of the group with Red Hood and Arsenal.
That makes sense.
She's with them.
Jason Todd, Red Hood.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And he trying to give her a chance to redeem herself. And she when I forget the storyline, but that it happened in. But when the Joker cut off his own face, she stole it, so she carries it around now. That's pretty twisted.
Somebody's got to hold it.
That's pretty twisted.
You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to leave that thing. Gets flies and the cat starts eating on it. And it's just nasty.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So she's now in town, starting to run amok, and she captures this famous actress from a bar and hijacks her or whatever. But now Jason Todd, as the Red Hood, shows up to save the woman that she was about to drop off the side of a building. And it's revealed now that the group of monitors, we have these various cutaways, are responsible for safeguarding the multiverse when one of them kills Dula Dent, also known as Harlequin, right in front of Jason Todd. So, yeah, she's dead. In a very, very interesting way. Now, we're also seeing that Mary Marvel discovers that she is now alone and without her powers. Apparently, Shazam is in a coma and cannot call the lightning, so she can't either.
So she can't, yeah.
So she's stuck, but she feels the urge to go do things. And then very funny, Heatwave is having a party, basically a gathering of the Flash's rogues, to try and get all the bad guys together to apparently start something. They're trying to hatch a plan. And then we find out now there's something called the Source Wheel, or a Source Wall, that sort of reveals all about the universe and everything. And when one of the monitors asks it, what is the solution to this great disaster? First, the Source Wall says, "Great disaster is coming." And then they say, "Well, what's the solution?" And then the wall says, "Ray Palmer." It's really, really funny. Yeah. It's trying to be serious, but it just wasn't serious. So that ends this first issue, Look to the Skies. And that was issue 51. So I suppose next issue is 50.
Yeah. Big countdown, obviously.
Big countdown, yeah.
Whoa, there's 2 monitors.
There's 52 monitors to be perfectly
they're like
exact.
facing off at each other.
Oh, yeah.
So they're jumping between universes.
Right. And that one monitor, the 2 that you see that square off, one of them shot Dula Dent.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Well, what did you just do that for?
What'd you do that
right?
for?
Why did you make that happen?" And he's like, "Well, we need to take action and blah, blah." So you're going to see how that unfolds.
Cool.
Now, next issue is called The Last Laugh. And Jimmy Olsen now begins investigating the death of Dula Dent by interviewing Jason Todd and the Joker, who's in Arkham Asylum. Mary Marvel consults now with Madame Xanadu, who seems to be some sort of psychic or something.
I think so, yes.
She wears a blindfold, and she's like, "Oh, the fates." Who says she will soon be tested, and that she will also regain her power, right? So big power will come her way. Now, Batman is starting to spar with the Karate Kid, who kicks his ass, frankly.
Yeah.
And but it's only until Black Lightning stuns him to knock him out to help Batman.
It's not Ralph Macchio, though.
It's not.
Not that Karate Kid.
It's not at all, yeah. And he reveals they understand Karate Kid's skill level, or underestimated Karate Kid's skill level by almost a factor of 10. So what Superman assessed Karate Kid as is too low. So they're like, "Whoa, he's a bigger threat than we thought." Okay. These martial art guy, I don't know why they give them powers like this, but... So now the Rogues, back to them, they require a test of loyalty from Pied Piper and the Trickster. And the Rogues, really being Heatwave and I forget who else the other one is that is with him in the beginning. He's got stripes on his uniform. I forget his name.
The one with the stripes, that's Trickster.
Okay, that's Trickster.
The orange and blue.
Yeah, with the pop collar. And,
Yep, that's
okay.
Trickster.
All right, well, Heatwave wants a show of loyalty from him, I guess, to whatever.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do. They're tough guys. It's hard to square up the Heatwave from Legends with this Heatwave, because this Heatwave is costumed and whatnot and everything. So after they muck about with Karate Kid, and then they get the test of loyalty from Pied Piper and Trickster, I do got to say I love how Pied Piper is drawn. He's really dark and devious. He's not ha ha and ugly and hunched over and stupid looking like he was in the 60s.
Yeah.
And this is a great part. Heatwave is about to do a line of cocaine on a table when all of a sudden pops out Mirror Master, who took the cocaine from the other side.
Dude.
Which is so weird. And there's a great line here talking about how they're trying to become a team and be loyal, and he says, "You flip-flop more than a Massachusetts senator." Which I guess in 2008 made great sense. Yeah, perhaps. Now, Olsen is in Arkham, and he's now interviewing the Joker about his daughter. But to his dismay, the Joker says, "What daughter?"
In a very Hannibal Lecter kind of cell.
Isn't it right? Yeah, it looked like he was "Hello,
and he's
Jimmy."
He's in lotus positions. Yes. Hello, Clarice.
Yeah. It's very tasty. Having an old friend for dinner. And then he starts to laugh uncontrollably and talks about something wrong with the world and that he should step back and see the big picture, right? Which is good foreshadowing for there's about to be a multiverse crisis type of thing. And just then, Jimmy goes to call Lois, and this is a really creepy scene. Killer Croc in the background mangles a guard, and then all of a sudden just creeps up, about to like jump on Jimmy, and that's where the issue ends. It's like, oh my god, it was really intense.
Who was the penciler?
The penciler on this one was Jay Calafiore in Last Laugh, this second issue.
His Joker looks really, really cool.
All right, let me see here. What you got? Oh yeah, he's Killing Joke style almost.
Yeah, and he's the plexiglass wall has the little, I guess breathing holes, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And he's putting his eye up to one of them,
and it looks like a
monocle. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was a nice touch.
But it's all bloodshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art on this is very, very good.
It's good. They did it right with the creative teams as far as yeah. But then you see on the next page, Killer Croc is like totally about to just eat him.
Yeah, but it's having a snack.
So next issue is Stretching the Truth, and now attacked by Killer Croc while in Arkham. All of a sudden, Jimmy manifests the ability to stretch, like Elongated Man, which I thought he was Elongated Man for a second.
Yeah, he does. What the?
Croc like nails him, and he just like stretches, and he's like unaffected by it all. We've got again Paul Dini and then Carlos Magno on pencils for this one. So different artists.
Is he taking Green Gold?
No. We'll learn later. Darkseid gives him powers.
Oh.
Yeah, he empowers him.
That's the thing with Elongated Man.
That's what makes him.
Yeah, Green Gold is what gives him the power. So basically, anybody could
be Elongated.
Could take
Man.
it. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy's going to show off more powers later, all kinds. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now back now with the Monitors, so we start to see more of them. The Monitors consider Dent's killer as a rogue in their ranks, so they're now starting to disagree. That's the cranky Monitor that I was saying.
Yeah.
And he basically says, "I took action while you all deliberated and debated." Right? And really, what it comes down to is you're just mad because I didn't ask permission to take action. And it's like,
oh god, cornrows. It's awesome.
And then there's they all do have crazy cornrows, but they're all a little different in style, which is cool. But then if you notice that as they're starting to argue and everything before that part with Arsenal and I think it's Karate Kid.
Yeah.
You see a screen, and then they say, "Must another crisis move us to action? Should we not prevent calamity from taking root? Just look at all those loose ends left by the last crisis. Scores of people walk your earth who should not be there. We have a job to do, and we must start somewhere. Here are 3 cosmic mistakes just waiting to be corrected. Let us act upon them without further hand-wringing." So we see Red Hood, Kyle Rayner, and then Donna Troy as 3 main people. But on the other screen, we're seeing Karate Kid, Nightwing, what appears to be the Legion of Superheroes, and then Supergirl.
Supergirl, yeah.
As being all these anomalies within what's going on. So now the Karate Kid and Red and Arsenal are sort of talking. Let's see, is there anything special that happens here? He makes a joke. Yeah, he's like, "Well, who's ever heard of Karate Kid?" He's like, "That I've never heard of that before."
And he says, as he's walking off, he says, "Wax off."
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
I didn't pick that up. That's great. Yeah, wow, that's very funny. But now in the middle of the ocean, some rich white dude is like on his phone, and he's currently moving all his money over to an account, which we don't quite know yet. But really, it's the Pied Piper and the Trickster, and they're on that boat, and they basically just Pied Piper like played a note to convince him to
make him do what he wants.
Yeah, pretty much to just give up the mojo. And that was the sign of loyalty.
Yeah,
to show
get some cash.
Heatwave that they're good to go. And then the guy jumps in the water. He pretty much hypnotizes him to do that. And now this is really where things get very interesting. This is a cool part of the story, and one of my favorite characters in DC is the whole Shazam Black Adam world.
Cool.
So now moving around Gotham City, you hear a lot of inner monologue from Mary Marvel, who's powerless as she's trying to sort of wander through this kind of nasty part of town And like as these dudes are like, "Hey, where you going, little girl?" She finds a building. And she goes, "I don't know why I'm drawn to this building. I need to go in it." And as she walks in, it's full of dead bodies, and she encounters Black Adam, who's there. And in fact, one of the guys who's like chasing her goes, "You don't want to go in that building. There were ragheads in there," or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, really? But then Black Adam picks the guy up and basically crunches his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "There'll be no more out of him."
Yeah, he gets a little touchy about the because he's
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he's from the Middle East. He's from,
Egyptian. Yeah. Teth, right? Teth.
No. Kandak is the
country,
mystical or the mythical country that he comes from, that he's the leader of. And actually, I don't remember if it was Supergirl or Flash. There was an episode where they were going to a museum, and there was an exhibit from Kandak.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The TV show.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it was like an Egyptian artifacts and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a great panel where Black Adam jumps at Mary and says that, like, my country's been destroyed, my people have been broken, whatever, and I'm stuck here, and like nobody's taking this building from me. So the bodies all over the floor are like real estate agents, city planners, police, hobos, vagrants, kids trying to do graffiti. They're just all dead.
Wow.
So, but it's really funny.
No more silly faces.
So he's no more silly faces, right, from Psycho Pirate. He's jumping down at her, and she goes, "Adam, wait, it's me, Mary Marvel." And then he's screaming, and he goes, "Well then, this day is not a total loss."
Uh-oh.
Which I thought was weird.
He's got plans.
And then it ends there. But now what they're doing in these comics, in this issue 3, is they're starting now a sub-story, which is separate. It's subtitled. It's called History of the Multiverse. And Dan Jurgens is the writer-artist, and then Norm Rapmund is the finishing artist on this. Now, what this story is trying to do, and I have a nice summary. It's sort of a little interlude. So the Monitors now are recounting their calm existence until Barry Allen discovered one day that he could cross the vibrational barrier by discovering the frequency and then being able to move in between the spaces. Though he and Jay were able to unite against a common threat on multiple occasions, little did they know what great power mere mortals attempteth to wield. And there's really cool redrawn panels from that Flash comic. I think it was 158, right? Flash of Two Worlds story. Or was it 58?
121, I think.
Was it 121? Okay.
I think.
And that ends that particular story. So they're basically saying that, like, this is the
123. Sorry.
123?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking back on why the multiverse sort of is the way, or what really now it's all one flat universe.
Barry Allen did it.
Barry Allen did it. Way to go, Barry. Yeah. All right. Next issue is called Death. Let's see. I didn't skip one here, did I? No.
Next one is Death of a New God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Death of a New God. And so it picks right up where Mary is talking to Black Adam, and she's trying to reason with him, and she's saying, "Hey,
so this is the consulate of
Kahndaq?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that building is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it says right there at the beginning. It says Gotham City, consulate of the great nation of Kahndaq.
Nice. All right.
So that's where he's like, okay, I've lost my country. I'm not losing this.
Oh, nice. Okay. Because she was saying it's a strange building. That was like the first indication.
Yeah.
So then Adam is like, well, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you, why are you so scared of me and all that stuff and whatever? And she's like, well, I lost my powers and stuff's going on. And he's like, are you here to judge me? And she's like, no, I think I need help and all this stuff. And he's like, help?
Yeah, he's a little crazed.
He's crazed, yeah, for sure. Like basically she's saying I'm alone and I'm scared, but Adam, you're still connected. You're not alone. Your powers make you strong. He's like, my powers? Ha 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 ha. Do you think this is some kind of joke? Let me get this straight. I do a photographer a favor by sending him on a reporter's assignment. Oh wait, no, I'm reading something else.
Sorry,
that's the next
Jimmy
panel.
Olsen scene.
Yeah, it's the lead into that. So that's setting up something nicely with what's about to happen. I know there's this Jimmy Olsen scene here. We'll talk about that in a second. But Jason Todd, he now attends the funeral of Dula Dent, and he gets a chance to talk to John Troy. I want to mention this first just because they have a discussion about being anomalies in this universe. Like, do we belong? Do we sort of... And we're getting now that we're seeing from the monitors and from Darkseid that maybe there are things that it's just really sort of wrong in what's going on. Now, the part back to Jimmy Olsen, this is cool. A bright light appears above Metropolis and something almost crashes down onto the people. But now this newly powered, superpowered Jimmy Olsen uses super speed to save people from something that's about to crash. It looks like the head of like a statue or something.
Like a gargoyle or something that's fallen.
But then all of a sudden, a second item is about to crash, and in the bottom of a crater is Light Ray, who is a new god. And he comes crashing down to Earth. And Superman is there because he notices something's gone on. And Jimmy's like, whoa, what Light Ray? I know you. What's going on? And all Light Ray can say is infinite, infinite. That's all he says as he looks really ugly and dies.
Yeah, he's been beat up.
And then
he looks like the end of the Rocky movies.
Yeah, right. Tommy Gunn going down. And then Superman, who's there, says, stay with him. Let me go see what's coming out of the atmosphere. So he flies up into the atmosphere, and he doesn't really see much except for just out of the corner of his eye, he sees a boom tube close.
Oh.
And then disappear and go somewhere. So Superman, he notices that that's gone on, so he knows boom tubes mean apocalypse or New Genesis. So... yeah, that means that the new gods are involved. And, of course, Light Ray is there, and he recognizes him as a new god.
Yeah.
But Light Ray dies. I mean, he's dead. So to kill a new god, that's major.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is that hard to do? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
aside from them just
immortal,
being superpowered, they have immortality. Cool. And then one other detail that is in the comic after the funeral scene, I guess this is... Starman. This is the new Starman, the one that looks like stars.
Oh yeah.
And he's having a discussion with Karate Kid, and it seems like people keep trying to interrogate Karate Kid. Don't know why. I guess they're trying to find something out from him. But he mentions a female Dr. Impossible to the Karate Kid. And apparently that's supposed to mean something. We're supposed to say, okay.
I don't know Dr. Impossible.
But apparently he's come back from the future or something, Karate Kid, and he's like, why are you here in the 21st century? What do you need from us or whatever? And they're trying to find out what the deal is. All right, so we saw a death of a new god. That was sort of a big thing. And then now we have this History of the Universe, Multiverse Chapter 2, which is pretty interesting. So what's really cool is, and I'm starting to see this now, is they're going back in time like we did, and they're starting to unfold the stories and then take greater meaning from it as to why it's important now. So what we're seeing is the two Flashes teaming up together to rescue the Justice Society from Vandal Savage.
Okay.
In one of the early crossover stories. So the monitors recount this, talking about how the team-ups of heroes and villains led to good and bad things, right? That thank goodness good people learned it first, but bad people learned it second.
Yeah.
Because you remember Fiddler figured out the note.
Yeah, he figured out how
took them between the barriers. So they were saying, well, thank goodness, had that happened first, we might not have a universe at all.
Yeah, they could have destroyed everything.
Exactly. So they were saying, and this is all of the monitors discussing this, and they always say, "Good point, brother." And it's like, it's hard to keep track of who's who.
Who's who, yeah. Yeah, when they all look exactly the same. It's like reading Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It got really confusing.
Yeah, wait, who are you? Spider, what Earth are you from? But what I love, and let's see, it's still Dan Jurgens and Norm Ratman doing the art on this. They redraw a lot of old panels. So we saw panels from the Crisis. We saw panels from really the first Crisis story with the Seance.
The Seance, and then we get the cages, the Green Lanterns making the cages.
Yeah.
Holding the Flashes and all the different members of the Justice League and the Justice Society.
So they couldn't escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But we're seeing all now these great moments from these crossover stories, and again, like what they really mean. And the comment is that each Earth Crisis crossover was training for larger, more evil, and more powerful enemies to come. And again, I'm not totally through all this, so I'm sure we're going to find out, what that is exactly. And now this is issue number 5 is killer issue.
Cool.
It really is.
That's Miss Marvel or Mary Marvel
as a Black Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's called Bricks in the Wall. Yep, Floyd it out.
By Pink Floyd.
Yeah. So Jimmy Olsen now. So the cover shows Mary Marvel is standing back, and she's just been Shazammed, but she's in a Black Mary.
Black Adam. Yeah.
Black Adam, black lightning bolt or yellow lightning bolt with the black, very shiny leather thing, and she looks a little darker, a little more evil. Mm-hmm. So Jimmy Olsen now wakes up from a dream where he is trapped in the Source Wall. So the Source Wall is this place. I didn't know quite what it was.
Yeah.
But it tells all. It's like an oracle.
Huh.
It's the one that said that there was a crisis coming and that Ray Palmer was the answer.
Yeah.
When is he not the answer?
Of course.
Now, Holly Robinson. Who is Holly Robinson? She arrives in Metropolis attempting to find
the wife of Rodney Peete. She was on 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. Wasn't she the mother of...
Let me...
on... oh, God. What show? Wasn't she on Family Matters?
Maybe.
As well? I feel like...
Okay.
Yeah, who is
Holly
she?
Robinson is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly in association with Batman. First appeared in Batman 404 in Frank Miller's Batman Year One.
Oh.
She was the girl that was that Selina, Catwoman, was always with.
Oh.
The younger blonde that she was always taking care of.
Okay.
So she was kind of a sidekick.
She
was trained by Wildcat and her friend Selina Kyle, and temporarily became the new Catwoman following the birth of Selina's daughter.
Gotcha. Well, she gets, she's in the city walking around, and all of a sudden, some dude rolls up on her, and she kicks him in the face and, pulls out her phone. And on the contacts, you see Davey, Karen, Selina, Dick, Bruce, and Karen?
Karen, yeah.
Oh, again? Oh, there's 2 Karens.
Yeah, there's 2, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's interesting. That was sort of a needed moment here.
She throws her phone down and says, "No, you can't contact him."
Yeah, no, yeah.
She's trying to make a fresh start. Okay, that's what it is.
So she throws away her Nokia. Boy, things have progressed.
And then she's passing Athenian Women's Help Shelter.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on her T-shirt, you see she's got a cat.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's all business.
Yeah.
So now back in the consulate of Kahndaq, Mary Marvel and Black Adam finished their conversation, with Black Adam now bestowing to Mary his powers with his magic word Shazam. He doesn't say Black Adam. He says Shazam.
No, he says Shazam. Because he used to be Shazam, for lack of a better term. He's Teth Adam. He was the Wizards champion before Billy Batson.
How'd that unfold?
I don't remember that one. I would have to look up and see how he went about, how he
becoming evil.
How he left, basically.
He probably wanted more power.
Probably, yeah.
I can imagine that's what the case is. But here's where he says, the wizard gives and he takes away again and again, and you dare suggest his power can make up for what I've lost? My wife, my family, my home? So this is all after 52, when Isis is killed, right?
Yeah,
and then Isis's brother or whatever
I can't remember.
He becomes like Little Black Adam or something like that.
Black Adam Jr.
Black Adam Jr. Yeah. Something like that. But he doesn't hook her up yet. He actually chokes her and holds her against the wall, and he's not really nice to her.
No.
But we do find out later that she has bestowed the powers, and now the monitors vote to continue to hunt down those that are called quote-unquote universe jumpers, and they start to identify who those people are. So it's like the monitors are starting to bolster and take action. So that's a little scary because they're pretty capable. And the Trickster and the Pied Piper bond as they reveal their intentions behind rejoining the Flash's Rogues Gallery. And then lastly here, after Mary becomes Black Mary, breaking news this morning from the nation's capital, a crisis unlike any other has the entire city gripped in terror. Casualties are expected to rise throughout the day as Amazons attack. And we see giants and like minotaurs and all sorts of Valkyries and hoplites and stuff all marching onto DC. But then to end this, we get a part 3 of History of the Multiverse, which is very much in line with like the Earth 3 story. We see it actually straight away. So the general summary here is, though the heroes and villains only thought there was 2 worlds, they were wrong. Earth 3 brought now in a backwards world, and it was because of a piece of kryptonite that they were able to, that Ultraman was able to pierce the barrier and then see through, because he became super strong after beyond his own powers.
Holding this giant chunk of kryptonite.
That is massive. Then the heroes saw that they weren't just battling bad guys, but battling for the fabric of the multiverse itself. When we saw the Thunderbolt, who would deal in creating an alternate timeline that then they would ultimately destroy in one issue.
The Antimatter Man.
Yeah. Remember him?
Wacky.
The monitors remarked at that as being like children playing with fire. But it wasn't just the heroes and the people sort of causing these problems, but other beings from beyond also disrupted the barrier between universes. The antimatter man caused the Earths to almost collide and destroy each other, right? In an effort to...
Spectre's holding the 2 Earths apart.
And thankfully, the Spectre was able to stop it. And then, if you remember, the Atom helped as well, right? Because he was able to shrink down. And then this is where...
Panels.
What's that?
One of the sillier panels, the Spectre like holding the 2 Earths apart.
Yeah, like... So that's where this segment that I'm going to cover today of our multiverse exploration ends. And then we start next issue. I guess it's number 46. It's called Weapon of War. And it introduces a character called Forerunner. And we see Jason Todd on the cover getting his... I guess they're in Egypt or Kahndaq maybe, because I see the
there's...
that's
Washington. That's DC, yeah.
Sorry, I thought the obelisk was in...
Yeah.
And then his red hood is being cracked off by...
But he has a mask on under the hood.
You got to always be careful.
You got to be prepared.
He's got the Jason Todd domino mask, and he's ready for action. So we're going to see Mary Marvel do some crazy stuff. We're going to see what happens with this Amazon war.
Black Adam actually turned back into Teth Adam.
Yeah, which is a good...
Yeah.
Because anytime he bestows powers, he loses some of his powers. Right,
yeah.
Or a portion of it, one of the Shazam.
So he gave her all of it, basically.
Pretty much, it looks like,
yeah.
Or just the black part, I guess.
I looked up what they've revised his origin to. Teth Adam is the son of the Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses II.
Oh,
and he impressed one of the high priests, the wizard Shazam, with his good deeds. The wizard gave Teth Adam the power to become the mighty superhero Mighty Adam by speaking the name Shazam.
Nice.
He served as Egypt's champion for many centuries. Then Shazam, the wizard Shazam, took he learned of Adam was bewitched by Shazam's evil daughter Blaze in disguise, and he did some bad stuff. Shazam found out about it and stripped him of his powers and put him in a mystical scarab necklace.
Oh, and then how did he
buried it with Ramses II.
Whoa! And then what? Like when the pharaohs were discovered?
Yeah, and that's Adam uncovers the tomb and gets the scarab. Yeah, and Billy was drafted by Shazam to become the Wizard's second champion, Captain Marvel.
Awesome.
And Adam was then Theo Adam, his reincarnated form. and then he finds the Scarab, and then he becomes Black Adam.
Oh, that's great. How do you get the ears? Unexplained.
Star Trek convention.
Yeah. No more silly ears.
That's right.
But next few issues are lots of cool stuff coming up. We're going to dig into... So there's a couple things that are set up here. The big characters, Dula Dent was one. She was an anomaly that is now destroyed by one of the monitors. Donna Troy is another one.
Yeah.
But the star... What's the thing she's a part of? Where she wears the star outfit? Battlestars.
Yeah.
So she's an anomaly. And then also Jason Todd is the third anomaly. So they're recurring characters. In fact, what's really interesting is what's going on in this story. They're creating hearkenings back to original stories. So we actually see Earth 2 Robin wearing the R bat symbol, fighting, I forget who it is, the Justice Society with an older version of Robin. Just as you're seeing Jason Todd and Forerunner and Donna Troy battling in DC. So it's like they're really doing a good job. The Red Tornado story's in here, the Canary story, the two Superman. I'm so excited to read this next issue. I mean, it's full of good things. Earth X characters are all showing up as well as the...
now, X is the...
It's the
Freedom
Nazis.
Fighters.
The Nazi planet.
Okay.
Oh man, this is great. I mean, we're going to see Aquarius happen. We're going to also see the Seven Soldiers of Victory. So there's
cool.
Enemy Ace, Shining Knight, Green Arrow, Speedy.
It's like Golden Age.
A totally Golden Age characters. Yeah. The alternative Robin. Oh man, this is about to get real good. Yeah. So this has been your bartender at your Misty Borderland Lounge. And we don't have Misty Borderland. We have the time, what's it called? I'll tell you here in a second. But it's the place where the monitors are, the time stream. So they're saying that this is like, you see the monitor's satellite, and it floats. It's a bigger one, so they all live there. And that's all there in that space. And we keep going back to it as our, hub area we've had in the past.
Where they can look in on stuff and see what's going on in any one of the places.
And I'm assuming that's where the source wall is.
Probably, yeah.
But all hell's breaking loose. Lots of variables in play right now. So I gotta say, so far this is a great story.
Cool.
Yeah, really good so far.
Cool. That's cool.
So we'll have the next batch next week. It might be more than 5 issues. It could be that just this one was a big setup, so we needed to talk about it all. But we'll get more concise, and then we'll lead up to the actual final crisis itself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, cool. Well, there's your Exploring the Multiverse segment. And before we get out of here, we want to give you our picks of the week. I have a couple, and I've actually done this as a pick before, but this season of Comic Book Man has been really good, and they've had a lot of guests on it. Like a couple weeks ago, I mentioned Stan Lee was on the show. Now, this week's episode, John Romita Jr.
Oh, cool.
comes to the store.
Wow.
So yeah, I haven't finished watching. I was watching it, and when he shows up, I knew Emma would want to watch it, so I stopped and I was like, so she could watch it with me, because he agrees to do an original piece of artwork for the store.
Oh,
so they're like, because they have a what used to be a fire door that they had Jim Lee do an original piece on, and they have that, like, they took it out of where it was in the store, acting as an actual fire door, and put it next to the counter, so everybody can see it. And he said something about that, and he said, maybe I can do something for you guys too. And it's like, well, we got paper and whatever pencil you need to have downstairs. That would be awesome. So he's getting ready to do a piece for him to have there in the store. It's just been this season's been very good for Comic Book Man. It's and having somebody like John Romita, they're talking to him about growing up with his dad, John Romita Sr. And actually, he revealed he's not Junior. They have different middle names, just convenient to explain to people, because they're both John Romita, but they have different middle names.
Yeah.
So he's not actually Junior, but he just he did that. It's almost like a pen name to simplify matters. But he talks about growing up with John Romita Sr., working on the books, and like Jack Kirby would come by, and Stan Lee would. He talked about being at the office with his dad, and Stan Lee would have the script for the new issue, and like he'd be going through the story, like jumping up on desk and like kind of acting stuff out as he went. So it was fun to hear stories like that, and like him growing up in the business, because we think about, it's Jack Kirby. To him as a kid, it was this dude that knew his dad is coming by to talk. I mean, it's crazy to think about all the people that he knew as he was growing up.
That's awesome. I mean, you got the Kuberts and the Kuberts and the Romitas, right? The two, or is there any other families that have like
nothing that I can that have different generations like that. Yeah, you had the Joe Kubert, and then his sons, Adam and Andy, who have now gotten into the business. But I, as far as a generational thing, I think those two were it. But yeah, he actually mentioned the Kubert, saying that you're talking about the next generation of guys like that
sort of grew up in the business, and then were as if not more successful than their parent. Yeah.
And he talks about his dad and says, my dad was an artist. He said, I'm a guy who can draw, and I do okay. My dad was the artist.
Yeah.
And so he it was just a lot of fun to hear him talk about growing up with his dad and the guys that he was able to meet through that and everything. So yeah, Comic Book Man is you can actually watch it online. You can go to amctv.com and you can watch the episodes online. So it's a really good show. You can check it out. So, and my other pick for the week is something that we've been waiting to happen for quite a while here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just opened a Bari game bar.
Oh, so excited!
It's exactly what it says. It's a gaming bar.
Yeah, it's like beer plus video games equals a Bari. Yeah.
And I haven't been there, but now for the longest time they've been talking about they were going to open, and it's finally now happened.
Took over a year.
It did. It was a long time.
Why?
I'm not sure. I don't really know.
They kept saying, Charlotte has crazy rules about permits and this and that and everything. And well, thank goodness it's open.
Yeah.
A few friends have sent me messages and posted on Instagram for our comic book lovers. They do have X-Men Pinball. Sweet. And then the 4-player X-Men video game. And I think you can go to abari.com, I believe is their website. Nope, don't go to abari.com. That's something else.
Not it.
Wow. Yeah, let's see. Wow, damn, that was really strange. abarigamebar.com. And I believe they do list out the games of what all they have.
Oh, cool.
So they have TMNT, the Turtles in Time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they have Die Hard Arcade.
Oh, wow.
I've played that.
Yeah, I remember that. Well,
yeah?
I don't think it was that good of a game,
okay.
Unfortunately.
But they've got Silent Scope 2, Killer Queen, NBA Jam, Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, X-Men 4-player, Original Donkey Kong, Area 51, Galaga, Your Jam, Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, TMNT 4-player, NFL Blitz 99, the Die Hard game, the Neo Geo Select Your Own Game System.
Oh, yeah.
Lethal Enforcers 2, Wild West. Outrun, the classic Sega racing game.
Oh, yeah.
The original Street Fighter 2.
Nice.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Time Crisis 2, Simpsons 4-player, Sunset Riders, Super Off-Road, Super Hang-On, Popeye. Okay, just console games. They're going to have a 64.
I was wondering if they were going to have consoles. Did they have a Sega Genesis?
Yeah. Oh. Sega Genesis console, Nintendo console.
I just need to block out some time because I'm going to be there for a while.
Super Nintendo 64, Genesis, and that seems to be it. But they have then going back old school Pole Position, Operation Wolf, the Star Wars trilogy in the arcade. Did you ever play that?
Nice, yeah.
With the flight sim stuff and
yeah. Is that the one that had the actual like controls of a
well, that was the original.
Yeah,
that was the original Star Wars game. That was like the crappy polygons. And stuff.
It was The
Star Wars
graphics
Arcade had you were flying through the trench and like it was like Rogue Squadron meets Battlefront a little bit. It was sort of a everything type of game.
Okay.
X-Men Pinball, Taxi Pinball, the classic, Nightmare on Elm Street Pinball, Hurricane Pinball, Rescue 911, NBA Fast Break, and Silver Slugger. So that's what they have listed so far.
Sweet.
Of real machines. That's a ton.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Holy wow.
And maybe that's what was slowing them down is gathering all those machines.
Apparently they had a lot of them already.
Okay.
Yeah, they just had, I think it was just getting things going.
Yeah.
Frankly. So it was like, yeah. But I love that they're doing the consoles.
Yeah.
That is really fantastic.
Yeah. You give me a couch and a Sega Genesis, I'm going to be all right.
You're good to go. Yeah. So my pick is, hang on a second here. I want to read you a little synopsis. This is a TV show that came out in Australia February 2012. It's called Danger 5. You heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like a retro, weird feeling thing. I'll read it to you. Australian action comedy series set in a bizarre, campy 1960s interpretation of World War II and follows a group of 5 international spies on a mission to kill Adolf Hitler and thwart his plans of world domination. The men's adventure pulp magazine-inspired series was created by 2 guys from Australia, that they basically have just received international success. And it's coming off of the hit Kung Fury that it's super campy, very overly retro type thing. But this one's a little bit older and has been around and it's made for TV. So they have, oh gosh. An episode is called I Danced for Hitler, Lizard Soldiers of the Third Reich, Fresh Meat for Hitler's Sex Kitchen. Yeah.
That's
Merry Christmas, Colonel. Revenge of the Lizard Men. Back to the Fuhrer. Welcome to Hitlerland. Yeah, there's all sorts of good stuff. So it's on Netflix now.
Okay, cool.
And it came out. It's on Netflix, and you can totally watch it. It's really worth it. It's really funny, really bad. But and see really Kung Fury. Yeah, it's ultra camp. I mean, it's just,
Cool. That's cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. So,
yeah, I want to go watch it at Abari.
You watch that. I'll play Sega. We'll be cool.
Oh, I'm playing Sega with you. I'm taking you down. I had a Genesis. That was like my system.
Yeah. That was I never had a Nintendo.
Really?
Yeah, I was always Sega guy.
Actually, I lost mine. Brittany still has it, and we have it hooked up for the girls. I bought
Sega.
New. I have that. You don't have that little console.
Yeah.
I need to get that thing fixed so you can practice.
Yeah.
But no, we have our original Nintendo control deck, and
Sweet.
We're playing all sorts of classic games. Like my little one, she's like with Duck Hunt. It's great.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, well that's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
We're on Twitter at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
We're on YouTube at Ninja Troll. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you can always visit us at NinjaTrollDigicast.com. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Mike say,
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.